This episode is sponsored by Overcast, an independent podcast app that embraces the open world of podcasting instead of locking it down. No exclusives, no premium content, no paywalls, just a great podcast app for everyone. Get it for free in the App Store.
Do we have to do the ground rules of Muffed Movies anymore? I forget if we did that.
Because, Andy, every episode of a podcast is someone's first podcast.
Welcome to Muffed Movies for the first time. If this is your first time listening to us, we, Mark Soloff and myself, recreate a movie from memory using only our voices, our smarts, and some tiny notes. Today, the movie we will be muffing is the 2011 hit Contagion.
Yeah, 9 years old already.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Could be drinking its first beer if it grew up in Wisconsin as I did.
I'm 16 for the moment. That's what this movie is going to say in 7 years.
What?
And 7 beers.
What?
Muffed Movies presents Contagion. It is a time of interconnectedness for the entire globe. Companies from the US bulldoze rainforests in Asia all the way across the world. Will ramifications occur when we destroy aspects of nature? Will nature find a way to fight back? Well, hold on to your hats, because the answer is yes. And here it comes. Smash cut! Chicago, Midway Airport, or O'Hare, whatever you prefer. Hey, I'm a regular Chicago guy over here.
Over here, get the deep dish pizza. Hey,
I support the Bears.
I'm gonna bust some unions. Hey.
Beth Emhoff, who is played by Gwyneth Paltrow.
If I could Beth my Emhoff, I'd never leave the house. Can I stop us? We have done literally 0% of this movie. Can I stop you for just a second?
Yes?
I've never seen The Sopranos before.
Uh-huh.
And we tried to watch that last night, hoping that it would be, hey, if we like it, that's going to get us through a good chunk of sequestering here. In the very first episode, one of the characters comes in, and they're like, hey, look at this guy. Never thought I'd see you around here. And he says, yeah, the old man only sends me out here to pick up the gabagool. And I swear to you, I thought that gabagool was a made-up word that we we said when we were pretending to be Italian people, and it was maybe kind of offensive. But, I mean, I'm glad that it's not, and I gotta look up what gabagool is now.
Yeah, it's a real word.
What is it? Is it food?
I assume so. I don't know for sure.
Bring.
Andy, let me just drop some knowledge on you.
Yeah.
This is Captain speaking. Andy North at one time, every word was a made-up word. So go ahead, fasten your seatbelts, and what's going down on the land tower? Seamless transition.
I like how you dressed it up and you snuck that one in on me, where something would normally have been you correcting me. But when it's a character doing it, it's charming.
Thank you.
Bring.
Beth Emhoff holds a cellular telephone to her sweaty and feverish face. Hello, this is the cell phone of Beth Emhoff, executive for a big American corporation that bulldozes land in Asia.
Hey, sweetheart. Tell you what, if I could Beth my Emhoff, I wouldn't leave the house.
Oh, is this John Neal, the guy that I was with before I was married?
Yeah, you may remember me from that world-class bone-down sesh from about an hour ago.
Look, just because I came back from Hong Kong and made a special trip to Chicago before going home so we could bone down from the throne down.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't mean we can really extend this any further. I gotta go back to my husband and my child and my husband's daughter, who is not my child, but, you know, I like quote-unquote love them. Anyway, thanks for the hot dick, but I think this is kind of where our story ends.
Story of my life. Tell you what, Beth, I'll see you next time you're coming through O'Hare and you want a little bit more of this deep dish pizza, you know what I mean?
Okay, my flight is boarding. Bye.
What? I didn't hear it.
We see John Neal staring at a stack of deep dish pizzas.
A tear streaming down his face.
Smash cut. There is a montage of sick individuals.
We see a boy on a half pipe doing the sick grinder.
Whoa! There's a guy who takes a picture of a great white shark that jumps over his canoe.
Whoa!
We see some strong teenage boys holding two bikini girls on their shoulders in the swimming pool. The girls are having a slap fight.
Whoa! We see two bros playing beer pong, but at the exact same moment, they reach down and cough into their solo cups.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Una solo.
It gets serious for just a moment, but everyone still high fives. We track the high five.
The clap from the high five is carried on the breeze all the way across the harbor to Hong Kong. Population 2.1 million. We see a young man in his 20s named Li Fai taking the ferry home. He is not doing well. He's sweating profusely. He's stumbling through the streets. Finally, he gets back to his apartment, and his concerned sister is there on the couch. He just collapses next to her. He's so sick and tired of this bullshit.
We see London, population 8.6 million. A Ukrainian businesswoman sits at an airport bar. She decides to leave early and take a taxi home. Seconds later, she's found dead, which is strange. Like, that does happen in the movie, but then the disease does not behave that way.
I mean, the rules of montage cannot be questioned.
That's true.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, population 3.3 million. Beth Emhoff, remember her? Wink. Comes home to her son, Clark, and her husband, Mitch, Matt Damon. They all hug, so happy to be together after Mommy's been away in Macau.
Beth pulls her head back and coughs into Matt Damon's mouth.
Oh. Tokyo, a businessman collapses, but not from working too hard like all the other businessmen, from being sick. A guy next to him on the bus takes a video recording. I wonder if the internet will be concerned with this later on.
It is a shocking commentary on our modern society.
Hong Kong. Oh, it's Li Fai again, the guy with the sister. Oh, Jesus, I gotta go back to work. He staggers through an open-air market looking at all the nauseating sights. A man pushing a slinky made of meat down some stairs.
A small dog walks on its hind legs. What did you say?
A Papa Roach concert. And then a man pops a roach.
Oh no.
Li Fai's 501 jeans pull him into the street. He's so disoriented. And then, in a way that a goose runs him down.
Hey, watch where you're going.
He dies there.
Smash wipe! The Atlanta, Georgia Center for Disease Control. We see Dr. Lawrence Fishburne in this movie playing Dr. Ellis Cheever walking into the building. We see an establishing shot of him in the parking garage. Why do we need to see him walk? There's certainly no important people will talk to him out here. He presses a button for the elevator.
Like a fog appearing miasmically behind him, Roger, the custodian, a thin skeletal figure, places a bony hand upon Dr. Cheever's shoulder.
Oh, Roger.
Excuse me, Dr. Cheever. I'm Roger. I'm a custodian, and basically, my kid, he's got that ADHD that the liberal media keeps on telling us about. And you're a doctor. Is there any way you could cure my kid?
Well, Roger, I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm surprised a grown man doesn't know that there are more than one kind of doctor. But
I get it. Roger self-consciously pushes some of the feces off of his uniform. Maybe we should go to a poor doctor that treats poor people like us. Thanks for your time, my lord.
A flash of class consciousness passes across Dr. Cheever's face. Roger, hold on. I don't want to think of myself as a bad person. Tell you what, I'll talk to some of my colleagues and we'll get you and your son straightened out. I can refer you to someone. How's that sound?
Oh, that would be the greatest! Roger rings his page boy cap in his hands. He does one of those, like, jump up in the air and click the backs of his heels together type thing, and disappears into a puff of miasmic smoke again.
Whoa!
Smash cut. San Francisco. Who's this? Jude Law? Oh my goodness, this is a regular star-studded gala of a film.
Jude Law pulling a monster by popping a fucked up grill into his face. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I kind of I was wondering if maybe that's Jude Law's real teeth, and all the time he has been wearing good teeth, and then I was like, no, of course not.
Yeah, do you know why? Do you know why that seems likely? Because the fucked up grill is such a subtle imperfection that it's really not worth it. To me, it's really weird that he did it, where he's like, I'm gonna physically transform myself for this role. Watch this.
Extra tooth.
He pops a beauty mark on his neck and is like, now I will play the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But he's not playing the Hunchback in this film. He's playing Alan Crumweedy, the writer of Truth Serum Now, the popular blog in this world. We see him entering the newspaper office. All the professional journalists sneer at him and blow snot out of their nostrils as this subpar blogger sits down next to Lorraine Vasquez and cues up a video of some important news.
All right, me love, now I think I got a little scoop here that's gonna knock your socks clean off.
All right, Crumweedy, you know what? You're always trying to score some freelance cash from us. What have you got for me today? Is this another Loch Ness monster sighting?
Oh, it's a monster all right, but he's very real. Take a look at him. Straight out of Hong Kong, this gentleman is.
He shows Lorraine Vasquez in cell phone video of a man being run over by a goose in the street.
Eh? Now, a couple of angles we can take here.
Okay.
Well, first of all, do we, the public, need to be afraid of geese? Second of all, foreigners, isn't it? Third of all, maybe something about people being rude, walking in traffic. A lot of different angles here, Lorraine.
Look, Alan, I don't have any money to give you. My wallet is empty, so fuck off.
Lorraine belches directly into Alan's face. They do things differently in San Francisco.
Alan straightens his crooked tooth. Well then, I know what I'm not wanted. You'll regret this day. You'll regret it when I break open this story on the internet. It's a thing these days.
The real journalists loudly jeer him as he storms off out of the San Francisco office.
Boo.
Don't come back. Smash wipe. Smash wipe.
We're back in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is an elementary school, and we see young Clark Griswold, the son of Mitch.
Whoa, it's a prequel.
Yeah. Um, Clark is just like stuffed up from the muff up. Could you hear how proud I was of that?
I could hear the smile in your face, yeah. Or the smile in your voice.
I do have to keep a smile on my face, because if I frown, the devil gets to take me back down.
I'm watching. You have to sleep sometime, Mr. Soloff.
Mitch is adhered to a stack of building blocks by his own mucus. We found him like this, Mr. Clark's dad. He's obviously sick. Could you take him home or just anywhere else?
Dad. Dad.
Yeah. Yes, what is it, Mitch?
You're gonna have to kill me, Dad.
What? Don't be silly. Between you and your mom, I've got a whole lot of sick people to deal with. You're gonna be healthy again. Before Thanksgiving, even.
I don't know.
Clark looks down at his midsection and sees something trying to push its way out through his sternum.
If you say so.
Smash cut. We see, would you call this a title card? Or
you mean the little,
words?
Like, the words that appear on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
I guess. They're not subtitles.
They're not, like, as vaudeville-y and formal as a card.
Yeah.
But throughout this movie, everybody, imagine that periodically a big word and the number of days it's been since the outbreak is displayed.
With vaudeville music playing in the background. So actually, why don't you... I'll do the music and you do the title card. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Day 4.
Beth
Take your
stands at the counter, listening to Mitch tell a boring story as she pours her morning cup of joe.
So anyway, Beth, I'm really interested in football and in hockey, and I'm just glad that there's so many sports I can. Ooh. What's that, dear?
Beth, initially faking a cough to interrupt Mitch's stream of consciousness, actually starts convulsing. She collapses to the floor. Her coffee cup shatters against the porcelain. Her mouth begins to froth as the convulsions get more and more severe.
She does the worm. Sick! Mitch exclaims.
Dad.
What? Oh, son. Oh, son. Don't look in here, Clark. This is adult stuff.
Clark stands at the door with a flamethrower.
We've got to kill him. We have no time. The unclean must be purged from the earth, Father.
Yeah. Smash cut. Emergency room, Minneapolis. Andy, didn't you live in Minneapolis?
I did no such thing. You may be thinking of famous actor Tony Shalhoub.
That's who I'm thinking of. The monk.
No, I interviewed for a job in Minneapolis, and had I gotten it, we would never have met. You ever think about that?
Oh, what a world it would have been.
What a world it would have been.
You know, if we would have never met, the world would be robbed of Muffed Movies.
Can you imagine? So everybody, you can thank the Guthrie Theater for not knowing a good thing when it's dropped in their fucking lap.
Ooh.
Did they?
Think about it. If you would have gotten that job, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump from there to Broadway. You would be out of work right now, my friend, because this virus has shut down all public spectacles and naval reenactments in the Coliseum.
They wouldn't have need me to throw bread to the lions.
Why are the lions eating bread?
Because they're so old, Mark. They don't have teeth anymore. I have to soak it in milk for them.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, they can barely gore Christian to death.
Can they gore a Vidal?
Yes. Smash wipe!
Smash cut!
Minneapolis, the Guthrie Theater. A bunch of snooty artists who think they know everything burned to death in an accidental fire that started because of the pandemic. And one in particular, this real snooty piece of shit, slams at the window, but they can't get out, and they're like, oh no! Oh God! Oh, I deserve this!
We wish we hired somebody tall enough to reach the fire extinguisher.
A 5'10" office employee reaches their fingers just 4 inches too short to reach the safe height Fire extinguishers. Safe height. Stay right.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of your system, let's go to an emergency room in Minneapolis. So, Beth dead. Okay.
A doctor with, I mean, you say it like that. The doctor says it with not much more bedside manner than what you just did.
Oh boy.
Yes, my name is Mitch. My wife is in your care. Could you please tell me what's going on with her?
Well, I've got good news and bad news for you, Mitch. Beth is no longer in our care.
What? Oh, that's wonderful.
Beth is no longer a concern, you might say, of ours. Except that is perhaps in the waste disposal sense.
I don't understand.
Well, we were operating on her to try and save her life. But ironically, in an interesting twist of fate, the exact opposite happened. She is very dead, Mitch. She's dead. We didn't kill her.
What are you talking about? What killed her? How did this happen? You're doctors. How did this happen?
Some sort of disease, maybe. One of the gross ones, probably. Could be herpes. Sometimes does it.
Hey! Mitch slams the doctor up against the wall.
Boom.
My slutty wife did not have herpes.
He
He scratches his crotch.
Oh, thank you to unhand me, sir. It's no business of mine, of course, what your wife got up to in her spare time. But suffice to say, I was not able to save her, and I have saved a number of people. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to Bojangles.
Mitch looks away for a moment and then back at where his hands are clutching the doctor, and he's just holding an empty lab coat. Was there even a doctor there to begin with?
It was all a dream.
Says the naked doctor as he walks out of the waiting room.
Smash wipe! The Emhoff household. Mitch rushes in, slamming the door behind him.
God damn it, what a tough day! He looks and sees the babysitter who's been watching Clark. She is just freaked out from the cheeks out, crying big old tears. What is it, babysitter?
Mitch,
Take me to Clark.
I've got good news and bad news for you, Mitch.
Yeah, oh boy, okay, what is it?
Clark is no longer a concern of ours.
Wait a minute.
Mitch whips the wig off of the babysitter.
Oh boy. We've been made, fellas. Let's go.
The two doctors, standing on one another's shoulders, race out of Mitch's household. Mitch, frantic, races up the staircase.
And as he rounds the corner of the loft, he sees smeared across the whole wall of the upper level is a caked, solid wall of alien mucus. His stepson, Clark, is suspended, adhered to the wall. In his chest is a gaping hole from whence an alien issued forth. I told you.
Says the alien.
Who dies of flu.
Mitch looks terrified at the alien, but even more terrified of the virus that could kill this unkillable being. Smash wipe!
Clark. Day 5. Watch
Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva, Switzerland. I'm glad that we've got these tiny notes because no one uses anybody else's name in this movie.
No. It moves so fast. It's all over the globe. There's so many characters. So it really took picking through that content with a fine-tooth comb to get all these names.
So
You're welcome, audience.
Is Dr. Lenora, is she she's not the French lady?
She is a French lady. What's that actress's name? I mean, obviously you don't know because you called her the French lady, and I don't know. And so Cotillard, Marianne Cotillard?
Baguette Leroux?
So basically, Dr. Leonardo, Ninja Turtle, Orantes, you're French, and here at the World Health Organization, we feel like in a briefing such as this around a conference table, it's better to just describe to you in a montage What's going on?
The office employee loads up a projector and takes out a clicker and starts showing Dr. Lenora Orantes a series of disturbing images, like we saw earlier.
Strap in.
Levi's sister
Is now a blister.
Yeah, everyone has been turned into rhyming slang.
Dr. Orantes, so as you can see, this sister in Hong Kong died. Any idea where the virus is other than that? Sister Hong Kong, very cool.
Is this the extent of your briefing about the about the spread of the disease? Is that a man died and then his sister also died?
A mafioso-type World Health Organization guy sitting at that end of the table with his feet up, smoking a stogie, suddenly turns his interest to Dr. Orantes. Maybe if you tell us where this virus could be found, it might jog my memory a little bit so I could show you more montage.
Oh, I see. This is a shakedown. Very well. Then from what I know of this disease, it probably originated in Hong Kong. And we already know of cases in London and Japan. I think it would be a good idea for me to go directly to Hong Kong and go to several places for only 2 to 3 seconds at a time.
All right, you do that. I'm going to consult the Palantir and see what's going on in Chicago and Minneapolis.
I like the idea of a Chicago-style guy saying Palantir.
You guys get yourselves a Palantir? A how do they say Palantine?
How does who say
Are you
Palantine?
into Palpatine? I'm very bad at the Chicago dialect.
I think I just do Boston. Because what I said was
Yeah.
Chicago, but what I meant was Boston.
Grant Howard and I did a Muffed Movies of The Matrix. And every time we were doing Chicago cops, we just did New York.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't blame Grant
funny because Grant's from London.
Yeah, if I can't even do the accent of my home city, I can't expect even Grant Howard, master of voices that he is, to do such.
Master of game.
Master of games. I sent him an email yesterday, speaking of, because you know what's great for quarantine is doing
What?
role-playing game.
Oh, good.
So if you guys haven't heard, haven't played any of Grant's games, go to his website. He's got a bunch of like one-page RPGs. Even if you never played a role-playing game, you can learn it in like 2 seconds and then have hours of fun with your friends.
And it's free. Just don't touch your friends.
It sounded like I was saying that in a fake way, but I really do recommend it. We've had a great time doing it. And Grant's games are excellent. They're an excellent place to start off if you've never played one before also. So check them out.
Ugh, my fingers are aching from jerking off Grant Howard so much.
Yeah.
But also,
what is it, the Grant
I
Howard
think
show?
the praise of him. Damn it, Andy. Meanwhile, in Chicago, we see John Neal, adulterer at large, being loaded onto a stretcher.
Oh,
His
that was
wife-
John?
That was John Neal. Oh, boy. Jeez, I feel like I woke up under the wrong side of the big beef taco, if you know what I mean.
John is covered underneath a blanket of deep dish pizza on his own insistence.
Oh, boy. Hey, wife, I'm sorry I got you so sick. Look, if I die, I just want you to know that I was always fit. Suddenly, his heart explodes. His black cheater's heart.
Oh, well, cutting off early tonight, says one of the EMTs. They push the stretcher down the street, slam the doors of the ambulance, and drive away.
What about me? I'm still sick.
Smash White, Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Oh, good. Our friend Gwyneth Paltrow is back. Whoa! Beth Emhoff, with like her cute little tongue kind of sticking out, is getting autopsied.
Oh, yeah.
And-
They strip her scalp right off and fold it down over her face.
Yeah, they're sawing open her cranius, hoping to find the maze from Westworld. Huh?
I don't know the reference.
Westworld fans? Okay. Doctor number 2. I'm seeing something here at the basal ganglia. It's hard to find. There's, I can't find where it is. There's just all this brain-colored slime.
This
where
had
it
better
should
not be another one of your pranks, Gregory. says Doctor Number
it
2.
isn't. No, look, take a closer look. See where the basal ganglia should be? Look, come over here, look.
Okay, I'll put on these goggles and just get very close to where the basal ganglia should be. Ah!
A spring-loaded snake pops out of Emma's basal ganglia area.
Doctor Number 1!
The doctors chase each other clownishly around the autopsy.
The title card stays up for a long time before any words appear.
Oh, sorry, I missed my cue. I was teaching a duck how to quack on command. You see, the secret is I stick my finger up its little cloaca. Day 6. CDC. Sure, that's enough out of you. CDC. Dr. Aaron Mears. Kate Winslet, anyone?
Hello.
Who is an epidemic intelligence service officer.
Not a real job.
Hey, the ISO is a real job.
ISO.
They're virus hunters. Oh, ISO horny.
Cut it out. Immediately have to cut that out.
Content.
Dr. Aaron Mears turns to the camera as she walks into the CDC and she's like, the last time I CDC was when I was floating on the back of a door after the Titanic went down. Wink.
Dr. Mears, hi, I'm Dr. Cheever.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Well, I'm only 2 feet tall. Dr. Cheever extends his hand upward toward Dr. Aaron Mears. Did you know, Doctor, I'm on a CDC diet?
No, what's that mean?
Yeah, I CDC food. I diet. I'm not a comedian. So look, we need to talk about how to message the deaths from this mysterious illness to the press, okay? If anybody asks, all of the bodies are just, they have a basal ganglia deformation. It's, let's just say it's genetic. Let's not even say there's anything. You know what? Let's not talk to the press.
So you're saying that I should say nothing and failing that lie if anyone asks about this?
Let's just say that certain concerned parties would prefer that you remain silent. Dr. Cheevers looks with fear and apprehension across the office and sees in the window of the conference room the World Health Organization mafioso making a cut-your-throat gesture at him.
Aaron Mears stands up from the table and gives Dr. Cheever an icy glare. It seems like you can just CDC's nuts.
Oh!
Dr. Mears backflips out of the office and races off to Minneapolis.
Minneapolis airport baggage claim. Dr. Mears stands making notes to herself when suddenly the oafish and friendly Dave from the Minnesota Department of Health saunters up to her.
Oh, well, Dr. Mears, I presume.
Hello, yes, I'm Dr. Mears. Are you my contact with the Department of Health?
I think so. They just gave me this piece of paper, but it's got your name on it.
Dave holds up the paper upside down and waves it in her general direction.
Okay, look, Dave, this is a serious task that I've been assigned, so I'm gonna really need you to buckle down and just... that one came with a price. Just follow my lead.
Yeah, I'm good at that. In fact, I usually wear a leash around, so it'll probably be easier just for me to give you the other end of it.
Dave begins to hand her the other end of it when suddenly he remembers his dominatrix's face. She shakes her head no sternly. On second thought, maybe no. He tucks it back into his suit.
Smash wipe. This is going to be a sight we get familiar with. The hospital. Mitch sits isolated in a quarantine room. A nurse is swabbing him down.
Oh, and up she rises, oh, and up she rises, oh. And that's the last inch of you, Mr. Mitch there. We got all the cod liver oil we could into every nook and crevice. I think you're good to go.
Yeah, all right. Thank you there, Smitty. You were very thorough. Listen, when can I...
Smitty holds out his hand in a universal gesture.
Mitch flips him a gold doubloon.
Oh!
Smitty bites down on it to make sure that it's real.
It's whiskey and wenches for Smitty.
Hey, Smitty, when am I going to be able to get out of here?
You're going to have to ask the doctor, but I'd say never. Bye!
Smitty clambers up a drain pipe and disappears.
Suddenly, there's a tapping upon the chamber door. Mitch looks through the giant window of his isolation room and sees Jory, his daughter, named after the court people.
Knock, knock.
Oh, hello there, little girl. Are you, my daughter?
Yeah, I am, you big goof.
I barely recognized you. You've grown so much since you took off and started living with your mother. But welcome. I'd pour you a big old pitcher of lemonade, except I'm kind of in isolation.
Dad, when are they going to let you out of here?
I don't know. I should be dead, really. But according to the doctors, I still have a big, thick mass of basal ganglia, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So,
gross. Too much information.
What? Sorry. It's just nature, little girl.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean I have to like it. Listen, what exactly am I supposed to do while you're in quarantine?
Well, have you heard of Airbnb?
No, it's 2011. I don't think that's around
shit.
yet. I'm just going to stay here.
It checks his time cop watch.
A very wealthy owner of a Hilton hotel drives past in the background, chuckling about how he's got nothing to worry about.
If me, Paris Hilton, I think we're far enough in the chronology that I've made a disgrace of myself.
And off I go to double down.
Oh boy! Flash cut. Minnesota Department of Health conference room. Dr. Mears stands before a team of Midwesterners.
All right now, all right. Now you're gonna just need to explain to me, young lady, exactly what a disease is. No, wait, let me tell, why don't I tell you what I already know, and then you can fill in the gaps if I make a mistake. But as far as I'm concerned, this disease is caused by demons, and I'm going to go on the television tomorrow night and tell everyone to, number 1, stop having premarital sex. Number 2, sand down their genitals, as I've been telling people.
And there's no third one?
Number 3!
Thank you.
Say 5 Hail Marys, 2 Our Fathers, and call me back in the morning.
Okay, well, Nancy, I happen to be a doctor, and let me just, you know what, let me just break it down by writing on your whiteboard in front of you. This is polio, you might remember that.
Hi.
And it it had something called an R0 value. That's how many people an infected person is likely to infect.
To be or not
polio...
to be.
Okay, thank you, polio.
Sorry, doctor, you're doing great.
I know, I don't fucking... Polio? I told you, I can do this on my own.
Okay, I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, great. So, that's how many people you infect when you're sick. This is polio, small number. Here's
Hi.
SARS, and hi, SARS. Thank you, I didn't... good to see you.
Stand to attention, it's me, Sergeant SARS.
Oh no, Sergeant SARS. Hi, I'm polio.
Oh no, I didn't give you permission to be at ease, soldier. I'll have to bring you up on a charge.
Did someone say charge?
Says
Whoa!
Jimmy Electron.
I'm an electron, and even though I make up all matter, I still help bond virus particles to cells.
I'm sorry, I kind of brought along all of my teaching aids. And
Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson.
they seem to have gotten jumbled together in my bag. I'm just going to put these back.
But wait, I haven't finished bitching about the sky in Titanic.
Dr. Mears pushes Neil deGrasse Tyson back into a satchel using a broom handle. I hope that's the last we'll be seeing of him.
Don't you be using me broom for your own business, says the Irish witch who runs the Minnesota Department of Health.
Listen, long story short, this disease could have the entire city infected in a matter of days unless we input quarantine measures immediately.
Well then, Professor Longstory, Dr. Short,
It's time for us to get into action. It was worth it.
Away! The three console women jump on their broomsticks and fly out of various windows.
S'mores Court, CDC Lab. We see a new character. Oh, good. Dr. Ali Hextall and Dr. Eisenberg, who's played by Dimitri Martin.
What? What's that guy doing here?
What the fudge is Dimitri Martin doing in this movie? Drawing pictures of unicorns.
Yeah, he
doing
doesn't
his
even
stand-up.
He doesn't even do anything slightly whimsical in this movie. I think he makes the only joke in the movie, though.
Yeah, that's true. And he does turn to the camera and look directly at it. And when he makes that joke, we'll be sure to recite it word for word in this episode of Muffed Movies, because it's a pretty good joke.
Yeah, I don't actually remember what the joke is, so you're gonna be in charge of being the Dimitri Martin in this.
Cool. Yeah, there's no problem with that.
Now, Dr. Eisenberg, come over here quickly. Look at this little selection of basal gangly goo that I procured for us today.
Yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it, but I don't have to like it.
You don't have
That's
to
not
like
a joke. That's not the joke.
That's not it.
No.
Okay, you tell me.
You'll know what happened.
You know that I don't pick up on social cues. I spend a lot of time in the lab here.
That's right, Dr. Hextall.
Hex it all, that's what they call me.
Dr. Ali Hextall used to be the head witch of the Minneapolis Health Organization, but she was disbarred for being too sinister.
My ideas were too radical. They couldn't handle them. But now I shall have my revenge. Look, Eisenberg.
Yes, Dr. Hextall.
The brain has completely melted from the waist down. The brain waste. And now waste is all that remains. The human body doesn't know how to fight this disease.
If only we had like a real smart, real thorough old guy to help us out. But you just got me, Dimitri Martin.
You're of no use at all. I need a character actor for something like this. Get me Pacino.
Who?
Do you know what's weird about movies like this? Is how all the actors, not that this is a movie, but you know how in a movie, all of the actors...
We follow them as they walk out of the virus chamber and take a seat, pouring some coffees for themselves.
They do a walk and talk.
It's weird how all of the actors in the real world also exist in the movie, except the actors that are playing people in the movie. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, it's like rain on your wedding day.
It's exactly like rain on my wedding day.
Dr. Hextall remembers the rain of frogs that was called forth on her wedding day by her bitter military rival.
Her coffee cup shatters in her hand.
Whoa, looks like you need to cut back on the caffeine. Dimitri Martin looks directly at the camera.
Oh! Sick!